Fitting instructions, yeah, whatever, it's a disc brake. Okay. So in today's video we're going to swap out the original, beautiful original brake disc for a Dunstall replica. They do state that it is made by Dunstall still. And it says, let me read it out here. Made in England, super precision. Both brake faces are guaranteed to run out less than 1/1000th of an inch. Okay, reference to the mounting flange, that's good. Mounting face on the hub is perfect. Yeah, okay. I know how to put a brake disc. The advantage of this one is going to be weight saving, most definitely. Light is right, as the late Sir Colin Chapman used to say. And these are good. They're still in very good condition, so I will set them aside. Just to keep all the original parts. It's always nice to have. And I'm just hoping that these performance brakes are going to be really good. I am happy with the original fitment. They were fine. It's not a racing bike, so it's good. And there we go. There's a bit of pride in putting some beautiful parts like these on the bike. So off we go. This is going to be interesting. And and of course I really can't wait to get this done, because at the time of filming this, spring is in 2 days. So we really need to get cracking. I also need to treat the tank to an internal epoxy coating to protect it from corrosion. And so we'll do that as well at the same time. And we're going to change the disc, we're going to sort out the chain, we're going to do so much stuff. So, let's get cracking. There's lots of stuff to do today. Oh man, should have left this thing off. How are you supposed to do this with a bike on it? Huh? Yeah, okay. Yeah. Well, I'll do it from this side. It's much better. My wooden block. There it is. Okay, I'm just going to slap that there. Don't need this. I don't need that. Okay. I can put it anywhere I want, except on the f***ing thing. Damn it, this is not going to work. Rightio, all I need to do is lift this thing and pull it back. But of course, with the bike on it, it'll make things easier. Okay, there we go. Nice. There we are. How cool is that? So there we are, free to work on the rear end of the bike. I'm going to have to take the mufflers off, and this is the opportunity to sort out that non-sealing gasket issue that I have at the front on this right-hand side. Oh man, there's so much stuff to do. Okay, off we go. How about from now on, I'm going to speed run the dismantling of this, because it's rather uneventful. It's just a big like Lego Technic or whatever. It's just nuts and bolts, man. So I'll just speed it up here for you guys. Ready to catch this thing. Yep, there it comes. Yeah. Oh. Well, there we go. Yeah, exit down there, I suppose. Yep. Damn it! It's stuck. Okay. This is interesting. It's like a motocross bike, isn't it? Yeah. Okay, well, I need to find a way to get that wheel out of there, because I need to change the bearings and so is it going to come this way? Yes, it is. Watch this, man. Oh. There we go. Kids these days have TikTok. I had Tetris, man. Look at that. And voila. Woo! I have no idea how this thing's come. Oh, there, look, there's a little grease nipple right there. I had no idea that there was one. Mustn't forget to grease your nipples. Okay. Looking at the crown wheel here, I do notice that it is highly worn, so I would like to replace it. Now would have been the perfect time to do it, but I'm an idiot. I forgot to purchase the set, so that's going to have to wait until, I don't know, sometime during the season. It's fairly straightforward, as you saw. You know, you just have to remove the rear wheel, unbolt this, and that should be the end of it. But you have to change the inner one as a set, and that is attached to the gearbox. So that's going to be for another episode, something to look forward to. While we're down here, I mean, just look at the frame. It's also clean. Looks really good. Looks really good. Is that rust up there? It is. Oh no. Okay. That sucks. That was not planned. Oh my, that's no good. Have to take that off and get it powder coated, you know, sandblasted and powder coated. That'll be a project for next winter. That's brake fluid, which sort of softened the paint right there, so it's making bubbles, bubbly paint. No good, so yeah, that'll definitely come off next year. The axle bushes here feel nice and solid, so that's really good. Happy about that. Changing the chain and pinions is going to be something for another video. Got the chain off, and you know, as I'm not going to replace it now, I didn't think I would give it much attention, but it is fairly dirty, as you can see, and it looks like some original fitment because it says Made in England right there on the links. I like it. So I'll just dip that in petrol, let it soak, then go at it with a brush. Right, well that turned out better than expected. I just literally dipped it in a big mayonnaise jar. Took the mayonnaise out, of course, first, and just dipped it in petrol, and that's pretty much it. So what do you need to look for when assessing the state of a chain? Well, a good thing is to see if it flexes much. That does indicate some wear in the rivets. And another thing to look out for is some wear on the rollers. We're going to look for uneven wear on the rollers. See, here's one. Here's one with some considerable wear on it. Very difficult to pick this up on the camera. Look at that! It turned out quite nice, didn't it? I do like this this stuff, like the wrappers in the 90s or something. Is that still a thing? Whatever, man. Moving on. Just found this from when I used to own a Honda CBR 600. It was pretty much empty. Whoop. Checking the bearings real quickly here, just by using the spindle and making the wheel spin freely while holding it. Now I can feel a notchiness to it and some form of resistance, which doesn't feel too good for a bearing. So they definitely lack grease, and that notchiness to them isn't too good. So definitely going to replace the bearings. Now the procedure to change the wheel bearings is fairly similar to that of the front end, which I filmed in the previous episode. So if you'd like to know and see how that works, then make sure you check out that episode. Changing the disc is relatively straightforward as well, as in you just have to remove the 4 bolts which go right across, and that's pretty much it. So let's move on forward with that. There's just this thing here, which I'm not sure how to remove. I need to get informed, as it were. And this is going to get greasing as well. Off we go. Well, that explains a lot. This grease is extremely old. Regarding the rear bearing, the drive for the speedometer poses a bit of a problem. As you can see, there's a couple of notches which happen to be straight across. So I had to make a special tool to be able to do this. Let's go and check out how I did it. There we are. That is said tool. Sorry for the poor lighting. And what I'm going to do, I set it up. Yep, I set it up in the vise. And what I'm going to do is to just set the wheel on the tool. There we go. Like with the slots in it. And the trick here is going to be to untighten it. And that's going to be the other way. Or is it? Yep, there we go. Oh, wow, that was easier than expected. So there you go. That's the trick. It's threaded the other way around, as in it's a left-hand thread. During the process of extracting the rear wheel bearings, I destroyed these two retaining rings. And silly me, I forgot to order a pair of these, so I'm kind of stuck right now, and thus I shan't be ready for Tuesday, for the first ride of spring. But that doesn't matter. Let's go and see how the tank is going. Right, so the idea behind this is, are these reproduction tanks worth your money? Now, I'm quite disappointed by the fact that the pinstriping is clearly done by other means than by hand, which is kind of a shame. Regarding the dimensions, the tank is pretty much exactly the same as the original fitment. The colors here are ivory and burgundy, I believe they call it Indian red, I can't remember for sure. The color in itself is nice and deep. There we go, and the insides of the tank are bare for now. It's got plenty of welding slag, and it is currently unprotected, which is why I'm going to be protecting it with this resin kit from Restom. Prior to doing anything at all, I'm going to need to find a way to plug these two holes here. So I have one of these rubber bungs, which I just happen to have lying around. Which screws neatly in place, and this one here, which is an alternative, suitable alternative. It's just a regular cork, which I sort of engineered into this cone shape, which should hopefully do the trick. This would also be a decent test as to the quality of the welds of this, for I'm slightly dubious. I don't know why, but yeah, because I'm not too sure of the nature of this product, I'm going to put my tank in the bin. There you go. So just to make sure that I don't get any of the resin onto the tank. That'll be really annoying. So that is good. I'm going to polish the tank anyway afterwards, so it doesn't really matter. I'm just going to try to avoid scratching it anyhow, because I like the paint job. Rightio, there we go. And I'll just leave this here so I can drain the stuff if I need to. Okay, good. First things first, we need to use this degreaser product, this Degreasing SDT4060, super degreasant with no solvents for oils and carbonized grease, it says. There we go, and then we're going to dilute this in 5 liters of hot water. It needs a clean, so it's disgusting in there. Disgusting. Got myself what I think is a 10-liter bucket of water and filled it with 5 liters, more or less. Well, you know, filled it half full, pretty much, of hot water. Now, watch me pour hot water everywhere else but inside the tank. Smart things first is I'm going to try first to pour some water in it, see if the well, that's not going so bad. See if it's watertight. And so far so good. Whoops. Rightio, fantastic. And now, is it still watertight? Difficult to say, there's water all over the place, isn't there? Okay, so this is the stuff, isn't it? Yes. Super degreasing, okay. Oh, it's nice and warm. Oop, there you go. There we are. Fantastic. Dispose of this in the adequate way. And let me just swirl that around. Ooh, it's nice and pink in there. Okay, swirl it around. Get it all over the place. So now that that's done, it says that you're supposed to leave it for 5 hours to, you know, do its magic and come regularly and swirl it around so as to get the product all over the place. So while that's soaking, we'll get back to the bike and, you know, do more stuff to it because spring is coming. Actually, it's here, isn't it? So we're looking at the ignition points right here, and it's very convenient to find the original sticker still in here, reminding you of the points gap, which is 15,000ths of an inch, and it even tells you to align the nylon heel with the scribe line on the cam end, which is fantastic. Makes things very easy. So I have already done that. I've taken out both spark plugs for ease of rotation of the engine, and so right now the scribe line is aligned with the front point set, and with my feeler gauge I can feel a resistance telling me that there is some deposit on here and the gap is too small anyhow. So we're going to have to adjust that, so might as well take them off, give them a clean. And with a Kickstarter, there we go, bring it on the next one. And right here I have too much like a too wide a gap. But yeah, there you have it. They both have that grainy feel about it. So I shall remove them. And it's basically the same system as you'd find on a Norton as well. In case you're wondering, that's what burnt points looks like. So with some very, very fine sandpaper, I have some 1000 grit here. I'm just going to lightly dress these points. Now, arguably, one could upgrade to an electronic ignition, but my wallet said no for now. So another way to do this is to go fold over your piece of sandpaper and just let the springiness of let the spring put some tension on the paper, and just like this, like to and fro motion. And it's called dressing the points. So you're sure to have a perfect mating surface in between both. Now, even after such a treatment, I do notice that they are still considerably pitted. So I'm not too sure. These aren't Lucas parts, made in England. Very good. See, even after sanding, they are still considerably pitted. So the dressing is going to need to go more than that. So I really have to go down on it, as it were. Here's the other one. And yeah, it's pitted and black. No good. No wonder I was having ignition issues. I'm a little concerned because the second set of points is in a dreadfully used condition, as in they're really blackened and dreadfully pitted. So unfortunately, I am going to have to renew these anyway. Now, I've had a look in my box of parts that I got with the bike, and I found this set of so-called Lucas points. The only thing is, these points are, I don't know if you can see it, made in Japan. I don't know, we'll see. But I'm going to fit both of these sets and keep the originals as a spare, because, and you know, believe me when I say this, I might have said it before, but new does not necessarily mean better. I know this from experience, because, you know, points even on cars like Austin Healey's and MGBs and so on and so forth, the new points that you get nowadays are of very poor quality. So if you know where to find some genuine high quality Lucas parts, do please let me know and share it with the community by leaving a comment down below. Otherwise, yeah, well, you know, I'll just keep these on the bike with me when I ride, because I know their work, and they are going to work a little better now that I've dressed them. But I am going to fit these Japanese Lucas parts. So that's a good thing done. Now remember when I was telling you that new does not necessarily mean better. Look at how the points overlap one another. They're staggered, so to speak. Anyway, we'll see. So that's done. Is it a good thing done? I don't know. Still, I yet have to see these operate, but I'm not convinced, to be fully honest. As often with remanufactured parts, you have to adjust things and fettle them, and it's just a pain in the ass. So I took the little nylon insulating blocks from the old ones and put them on the new ones, and even with that, there's a huge amount of play on the pivot point of the points. So that leads to inaccuracies in the point settings. So that's another pain in the ass. I'm really not convinced with this, but you know, it'll run fine, but it just won't be accurate, and it's going to be inconsistent, and I should not be surprised to have ignition problems. So I'll definitely be keeping the original points with me, so I can revert back to them at any time. But yeah, there you have it. That's new parts for you. So yes, why not revert, or why not convert more like to electronic ignition? Well, there are two schools of thought really. Some who prefer and seek originality, and others who don't. Now, I personally have nothing against electronic ignitions. I am weighing out the options out there. The only thing is they are relatively expensive, and they work until they don't, pretty much. So electronic ignition points can leave you stranded if something goes wrong. I have seen this before. So yeah, I'm not too sure, and besides, it's not something that I want to invest in right now. The ignition points works fine, and I'm a professional mechanic, so I'm not afraid of whipping out a feeler gauge and adjusting them every now and then. That's all they're asking for, and it's a fun little thing to do, you know, setting points. I find it enjoyable. And it's a time where you know, you get to concentrate on what you're doing, and it's you know, it's soothing to do. It has some therapeutic value, or something of the like. Anyhow, we'll see how this works. Next up, we're going to set the ignition advance. You can set the points independently, one from the other, to be extremely accurate. But for that, we need the bike running, and we need to use a stroboscopic lamp. And obviously, without the exhaust, it is very tempting to give it a kickstart, but I won't do that because the exhaust valves won't like it at all. So that's going to have to wait. So I have thoroughly rinsed the inside of the tank with water, and it looks as though all the deposits have gone, which is good. Now for the second phase, consists in the use of this special product, which needs to be diluted in ½ liter of water, and then spread all over the tank, spread inside the tank, as it were. Yeah, I nicked this in the kitchen. It's a different one than last time, but it's only water, so this one will find its way back in the kitchen. No sweat. In case you're wondering, she still did not notice that the other one went missing. But there you have it. She has two of them, so, you know, whatever. Man, if she heard me saying that, she'd be like, well, you have two motorbikes, so, you know, if I throw one in the bin, sell it on eBay, you won't mind, right? That would be terrible. Oh, shit, I forgot to put the plug, you f***. Okay, well, thankfully I caught that in time. What an idiot, man. Okay. I'm just going to shake it like I did with the other one. And let that soak for ½ an hour. It does also say that you are not supposed to let the tank dry with the product inside here. So I will come back every 5 minutes, give it a bit of a shake, and in 25 minutes from now, we'll be good. So here we are after having rinsed thoroughly the tank in there. It's looking really good. So now the all-important task of drying it off. So now the tank is perfectly dry in all the nooks and crannies. Definitely need to make sure of that. And I was told, well, it's written in the instruction that the presence of little spots of rust like those over there are called flash rust and do not impede the sticking of the resin. So now that the tank is thoroughly dry, here comes the last part of the process. So we're going to mix the hardener with the resin, and to do so you do need a pair of these mixing jugs. Now I got these in an automotive body shop, and so I'm going to mix both of these in here and then insert the mix into the tank and make sure to get the whole tank covered. Now, since I removed the bin bag, because the paint is still relatively soft, and even more so now that the tank is warm, there you go, the paint is dreadfully soft. I mean, you can see the mark of my nails. I did it over here as well. Not too happy about that. Look at that. That's just how soft the paint is, so I'm not too happy with the finish of this tank. I was told that it needs to flash off and so on and so forth. I was hoping that it would, but it doesn't seem that it does. So anyway, mixing time. So here goes. The exciting part, the part we've all been waiting for. So we have these two pots here, and we're going to just be extra careful not to put any on the tank, on the outside of the tank as it were, because that would suck. So the components here have been weighed at the factory. Into proportions which equal whatever proportion is required for this to work. Now you do need to work fast, because the setting time for this is 30 minutes, I believe. That's dreadfully sharp. Okay, I suppose that's going to be good. I don't know. And the hardener. There we go. So now the clock is on. We have 30 minutes to get this done. Mixing is everything. You really need to get the stuff perfectly mixed together. Very, very important. Paramount, in fact, for this to work. Otherwise it could never set, and that would be a right pain in the ass. So I'm getting right in the corners, getting the stuff off the edges. You're supposed to do this for 3-4 minutes. Getting a second jug ensures that the mixture is even and uniform, as it were. And I've never done this before, believe it or not. I should be wearing gloves for this. Idiot. Thankfully I have these lying around. Okay, well I think this is as good as it's going to get. Okay, so I'm going to place the bung, because I forgot to do that, and I'm going to get another set of gloves because I'm an idiot. Okay, be extra careful. You don't want to get that stuff anywhere else than in the tank. Here goes the pouring process. In it goes. Okay, that is for the bin, gloves off for the bin. And here we go. Just need to get it absolutely everywhere, which is very difficult to evaluate where the stuff is going. You're definitely going to want it around all the seams and all over, generally speaking. So I wish I could keep an eye on it as it goes, but I can't see in real time. It's a bit of a pain. It's a bit like the sap in Jurassic Park, if you remember. And that apparently is going to be as good as it gets. Well, that looks half decent, I'd say. Maybe not, I don't know. There we go. So the inside of the inside of the tank has finally been coated, and now it needs to set for 7 days before it can be used. So it is half an eternity later, and I ordered a whole bunch of parts. Pardon me. This is a clutch locking tool. That'll be for later. See, the thing is, since Brexit happened, everything has become really difficult and lengthy to obtain parts here on the continent. So I just buy parts in advance, and it is costing quite considerably more due to taxes and stuff like that. So thanks, guys, for Brexit. Anyway, I took the opportunity to buy a new rear wheel sprocket, which is definitely in better condition than the one which is currently on the wheel. So we're going to be changing that finally. I took the same amount of teeth as well, because you do have different possibilities depending on what you want to do with the bike. So this is good. I will be changing the front sprocket in due course, but in the meantime I already have this one to fit on the bike, which is really, really good. So the tank has had a couple of weeks to cure now since the initial treatment. So let's go and check out how that has come along. So look at that. Would you just look at that? It looks fantastic right now. It is just propped on the bike. I ended up turning it upside down, sorry, for the final curing. So that's the drops that you can see. I did have some excess resin. If I were up to put my fingers in the hole, as you do, I can feel it. I can feel the extra thickness, which does, of course, affect the weight of the tank. So I was left with this extra resin, which I just poured out of the tank. There's no reason in carrying all this around while the tank was already fully coated. So that's good. I'm happy about that. The tank is now protected. It will not rust, and it will stay fuel-proof, I should say, for many years to come. So yeah, this is actually the same kind of resin that they use for casting paperweights and such. It just has this yellow tint to it, which isn't interesting to have on paperweights, but there you have it. Hard as a rock. Yeah, there you go. So the tank is done, it's protected, and I'm happy about that. So moving on, because spring is well here, and I'd really like to get my ass back on the bike, man. So hopefully before the end of this video, we will be back on the bike and riding it for the first time of the season. I'm really excited. So let's just carry on, shall we? 916 over here, and obviously, yeah, there you go. All my spanners are gone. Oh, there we go. I shall go and fetch the wrench, which is on the other side of the plate. Over here. Now, regarding Brexit, one last thing that I will say is it is a downright pain in the ass. I understand you guys, actually no, in fact, I don't understand, but whatever, it makes getting parts a real deal more complicated. So off we go. And of course, yep, it's spinning on the other side, so going to need the 916 over here. And of course, the wrench is on the other end of the planet, so let me go and grab that. 916, both ends. Here we are. There it comes, voila. Okay, and there is a way to fit this. There's the flat end of the flange, which goes against the wheel here. So have a close look at the teeth. The old ones here in the back are much pointier and sharp, whereas the new ones, see the edge here and the pointiness on the other end. There you go, old vs new. Much pointier and sharp here, whereas these are not so much. Still going. Wow, okay. Has quite a bit of a ring to it. Okay, whatever. I'll just put this out of the way. The rim is disgusting, so I would like to give that a clean before reassembling. That's going to take another half a day. Okay, so man, yeah, as I said, I would like to ride this bike. One of the things I hate the most with a bike is cleaning the spokes, man, cleaning the wheels. Such a pain in the ass. But then again, you know, whatever. Looking fabulous. Flip it and reverse it. Get these two things out. And whip the disc off. Voila. Thank you and goodbye. I will be keeping the disc because it's original and so on and so forth. You know me. Oh wow, that does not look good. I managed to damage the thread somehow. Going to have to fix that. It's a tiny little file that I use. Whoop, well, just broke it. I use for model making and, you know, adjusting small parts and such. This, oh man, I wish I had seen this before. Crap. Thankfully the hub is made of some sort of alloy, so it's relatively soft. Okay. This is the disc side, so it's with this part, which is left-hand thread. My goodness, it works. Okay, I saved it. Holy crap, I was not expecting it to go that well. Okay, good. Good. Thank goodness. Here's something that I didn't do on the front disc, which I should have done, and that is protecting it with some high temp paint, because the center part here is not treated at all. So yeah, I don't want it to rust, so I'm just going to give it a lick of paint, and hopefully it's going to look good as well. How do you like my new workbench? That's for the new channel, the new RC channel. That's coming along soon. Stay tuned, folks. Flip it and reverse it. And voila. There we go. That should do the trick. Now, while the brake disc dries, time to consult the workshop manual. Since I ordered these parts and took everything apart, about 3 weeks happened. So obviously I forgot where everything goes. So thankfully, these copies are still available for purchase. I strongly recommend you buy these. It contains everything from process to torque wrench settings. So let's have a look here. Routine maintenance, lubrication system, engine, transmission, gearbox, frame and attachment, brakes, wheels, tires, telescopic fork, electric system, service tools and conversion charts. It has the lot, the works, everything, even a nice picture of your own bike. There you go. Okay, so front forks, electrical system, capacities, got everything. So rear chain alterations and repairs. We are not going that bad. Okay, renew camshaft bushes, maybe another time. Dismantling the gearbox, next year maybe. Brakes, wheels and tires, there we go. Okay, so, yes, removing and replacing the rear wheel bearings. Drifting the wheel bearings. Okay, this is for the disc brake, drum brakes, sorry. No good, no good. There should be an appendix with drum brakes. No. Oh, hello. Swing arm bush remover. Nice. Workshop service tools, wiring diagrams, ignition switch, electrical system, brakes, wheels and tires. Okay. Rear chain adjustment. Nice. Okay. So it does say there's a wheel bearing drift here, and it gives you all the dimensions that you need to make one. So how about we hop onto the lathe and do that? Yep, rear wheel bearing drift. You have all the data that you need to make this yourself if you have a lathe. There we go. That's what I was looking for. The main diagram here with all the parts. Okay, that definitely helps. Okay. Is it the same? No, it's not the same. Is it the same? I'm not entirely sure. What I am certain of is that this thing here goes on this end, right? So, and so the flat edge goes on the flat part here. So I'll just fit it right now, just so I remember which side it goes on to. Bought a new set of spacers. As you can see, these have seen better days. One of the reasons I got stuck with this thing. Okay, so rear retainer. So I think it goes in like so. There we are. That would make sense. And then the bearing goes over. Nice brand new bearings. Okay. Now this new spindle part. I actually could have made this on the lathe myself. It is a very basic part to make yourself on the lathe, and a fun weekend project. The thing is, I don't have that much time to mess around with things like that. Damn it. Okay. That's what we didn't want to happen. Just happened. Okay, nice. Nice. Okay, we don't need this anymore. Guess I'll just use a drift. Very carefully. Spins nice and freely, so we are good to go. This side is ready. So get the tube, slap the tube in there. That goes around the retainer there. This is going to be a challenge to make it all. Oh, there you go. There you go. Conveniently fits right there. Okay. So there you go. Inside goes this thing. Just need to nip this up so that it's tight. Okay. Okay, there we go. And then, yep, nip it up so it's nice and snug against the bearing. And I should think that that's good. Okay, so last but not least, the spacer. In you go, spacer man. There we go. Okay, let's give this a bit of a encouragement. There you go. Nice. That's you done. And this thing here. Ah, yes. I meant to show this to you. I got the actually the original grease gun. Put my hand on your grease gun. There it is. So I can grease all the little nipples. There you go. So I still have to fill it up with grease, of course. So there you go. Nice. Okay, we're nearly done here. Nearly done. Okay, so paint isn't fully dry here, but I'm really happy with the way this is turning out. Gives it that TT sporty look, and I even went for painting the rim, the external part of the rim. Now, as you can see, the paint is still not dried, but it's going back on there already. That's how much in a hurry I am. There you go. So I'll just at least fit it, and it can keep on drying where it is. There you go. It'll dry on there. Nip these up with a torque wrench, and that's the rear wheel ready to be reinstated on the bike. Nice. Okay, wish I'd done this on the front wheel, but you know, whatever. I'll do that some other time in another lifetime. Or, you know, whenever I have some time to kill, which can be any time in between now and 300 to 500 years. So this part next needs to... Nope, no. Actually, I need to tighten these things first. Okay, so that's me done. Okay. We are very, very near the end of this intervention. Finally, because the garage door is already open, the birds are chirping, and the roads are waiting. All that's left for me to do right now is to do the finishing touches to the tank, transfer the badges, the fuel petcocks, and hook it all up, fill it with petrol, and we'll be ready for the first ride. Bear with me. Now, all that is left for me to do is to hop on the bike right now, tickle the carbs, give it a prime kickstart. There we go. And a 1 and a 2. That should do the trick. Turn the ignition on, kill switch on. Got oil pressure, nice. In case you can't tell, I'm really excited, so let's gear up and hit the road. Right, well, that first ride was a blast. Now, sadly, I didn't position the camera properly, so the footage was pretty much unusable. Sorry about that. I am kind of in a hurry to get this stitched up and delivered to you guys because it has been a long time in the making, and spring is well on its way, even though it's pretty chilly for this time of year. Anyhow, worry not, there will be more on-board riding videos coming along in the season. There are still a few items which need covering, like I still need to fine-tune the ignition, I still need to adjust the slack and the chain in between the crankshaft and the transmission, and there are a few other things that need doing before actually hitting the road and going for a long trip. So bear with me. I need to get the Pinsgauer started once again. So there's going to be some wheeling with that. I still need to take my BMW K1200 RS out of hibernation as well. Got a few rides planned with some mates as well. There are quite a few interesting things coming along. Now, for those of you who are interested, if you're still watching, I have a second YouTube channel dedicated to the RC productions that I'm making. I already have the name and I have the logo, and I'm busy creating some content for that. So watch this space. I will make an announcement in the community tab. So that's it from me for now. I highly look forward to sharing this bike with you guys. So until next time, I wish you all the best. Thank you so much for watching, liking and subscribing. It does make a difference. So thank you all so much for that. I'll be catching you all in the next video. Peace out, everybody. Goodbye.